Hello everybody and welcome to my look at the top 10 Tankobon that is listed in this year's Kono light novel ga Sugoi. Now, this is the second video. I already did a video with the top 10 Bunkobon list. I suggest checking that one out first. I'll put a link somewhere above my head just because I go into a little bit more detail about the differences between Bunkobon and Tankobon very quickly. And also talk a little bit about Kono light novel ga Sugoi. But hey, if you already know all that kind of stuff, you're in the right place. Let's get to the list. Now, I'm going to be saying all of these titles in a English translation form. If you want the romanization of the Japanese, I'll put that in the description down below. I suck at trying to pronounce Japanese, so I'm not even going to insult the language by attempting a lit on all of these titles. At number 10, Let This Grieving Soul Retire. Woe is the weakling who leads the strongest party. Now, this one originally came out from Soul Press, then Soul Press went boom, and J-Novel Club rescued the series. It's the golden age for treasure hunters, adventurers hungry for wealth, fame, power, and glory, who risk their lives in treasure vaults throughout the world. Let's become treasure hunters. Cry and his childhood friends swore to become the greatest of them all, but that dream should have died the day Cry realized he wasn't cut out for the job. Yet expectations continue to mount, right along with Cry's fear for his life. While his childhood friends climb closer toward their dream, this grieving soul has one simple wish: to pack it all in and retire. At number 9, around 30 years old, I became a VTuber. We do not have this licensed in English. On the verge of death from overwork, I, a 30-something, resigned from a black company and, before I knew it, was persuaded by my younger sister to become a VTuber named Kamasaka Rei at the virtual talent agency Underlive. I don't know much about VTubers, but I'll do my best, I thought. But that was short-lived. Being the only male VTuber at Underlive, which is mostly female, I ended up being criticized by viewers. Moreover, on just my second day after debut, a fellow newcomer caused a major scandal by messing up, leading to their dismissal and a huge uproar. Is there a future for a 30-something VTuber who only attracts haters? Well, it might still be better than dying of overwork, right? At number 8. Before the tutorial begins, there are a few things that I can do to prevent the destruction of the boss characters. When he woke up, the man found himself reincarnated in the world of the epic RPG Spirit War Dungeon Magia. However, he was neither the protagonist nor even a mob character. His abilities were modest. His performance was clunky. His catchphrase was "Hiya ha ha." He had reincarnated as a pathetic, bottom-tier boss destined to die in the tutorial. Of course, he knew his own end was not far off. Moreover, he discovered that his beloved sister was also destined to die from illness. The man then decided, "Sis, I've made up my mind. I'm going to smash all the unreasonable rules of this world to pieces." Therefore, the man, leveraging his extensive game knowledge, resolved to rebel against the official storyline scenario. Thus, he began to conquer the bosses of this world, becoming the strongest hidden boss, the game's most traumatic root boss, and eventually... I do enjoy how light novel, descriptions in Japan often just end with that, and eventually... fill in the blanks. He became overpowered. He became the most ridiculously most strong, most godlike creature ever. Sounds about right. At number 7, the Eminence in Shadow, which we do have licensed by Yen On. One big fat lie and a few twisted truths. Even in his past life, Sid's dream wasn't to become a protagonist or a final boss. He'd rather lie low as a minor character until it's prime time to reveal he's a mastermind. Or at least do the next best thing, pretend to be one. And now that he's been reborn into another world, he's ready to set the perfect conditions to live out his dreams to the fullest. Armed with his overactive imagination, Sid jokingly recruits members to his organization and makes up a whole backstory about an evil cult that they need to take down. Well, as luck would have it, these imaginary adversaries turn out to be the real deal, and everyone knows the truth but him. At number 6, Reincarnated as a Slime. This one is also officially released in English by Yen On. Lonely 37-year-old Satoru Mikami is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with his mundane life. But after dying at the hands of a robber, he awakens to a fresh start in a fantasy realm as a slime monster. As he acclimates to his goopy new existence, his exploits with the other monsters set off a chain of events that will change his new world forever. At number 5, 7th Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. And this one is being released in English by 7 Seas. Being reborn once may sound impressive, but Riche is already on her 7th time around. She has had all kinds of excitement in her previous lives, from peddling goods as a merchant to locking blades as a knight. So now she's determined to kick back and enjoy. But to savor the high life, she has to marry the handsome prince, the same one who happens to be her murderer. It will take 6+ lifetimes of experience and skills for Riche to break the time loop and make her extravagant dreams come true. At number 4, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. This one is also licensed in English by 7 Seas. Kicked out by his family and wants an unemployed 34-year-old shut-in thinks he's hit rock bottom, just as he's hit and killed by a speeding truck. Awakening to find himself reborn as an infant in a world of swords and sorcery, but with the memories of his first life intact, Rudius Greyrat is determined not to repeat his past mistakes. He's going to make the most of this reincarnation as he sets off on the adventure of a second lifetime. At number 3, The Villainess's Guide to Not Falling in Love. We do appear to have this licensed in English, the manga adaptation, but it does not appear that the light novel has been licensed yet. Can one would-be villainess fend off multiple handsome suitors' advances to simply live a peaceful life? Or will the game force a happy ending no matter what? From a mundane existence to an extraordinary adventure, Luciana, once an ordinary woman, now finds herself reincarnated as the stunning villainess of an otome game. Well aware of impending plot twists, she's ready to rewrite her destiny and avoid catastrophe. She hatches a brilliant plan to live a peaceful life and avoid troublesome suitors. What could possibly go wrong? Surprise! These persistent men refuse to take a hint. And if that weren't enough, she also possesses incredible, unparalleled magical abilities. What about this world has made her so special? At number 2, A Tale of the Secret Saint. and this one is being released in English by 7 Seas. Born into a long line of knights, Thea is determined to become a knight herself, just like all her siblings. But a brush with death awakens memories of her past life as a saint, a woman who wields rare, powerful healing and protection magic, along with the ability to use that magic herself. The downside is that Thea also remembers her past life's untimely death and the danger she will be in if anyone finds out what she really is. She vows to stay on her knighthood path and keep her powers a secret forever. But how can she resist using her newfound powers when they're just so useful? Finally, at number 1. The person I loved asked me to die in my younger sister's place. This one is not currently licensed in English, but I bet you it will be. Wisteria, a former noble lady, becomes the guardian of a poison-filled otherworld, replacing her sister. One day, a man who looks exactly like her first love falls from the sky. His name is Lloyd. He turns out to be the son of her first love. He came seeking Wisteria's partner, the Holy Sword, that understands words as a token of proposal to a princess. Wisteria, who has survived in a world where time has stopped, defeats Lloyd with her unique magic and advises him to return to his original world. But, to defeat you, I ask to become your apprentice. Despite her persuasion, he insists on staying. As she is tossed about by her apprentice, who quickly learns magic, their one-sided master-disciple relationship begins. Will the time that has stopped for her start moving again? A romance fantasy of a non-combatant, lonely former noble lady and a talented, arrogant young nobleman. So those are the top 10 Tankobon per this year's Kono Light Novel ga Sugoi. Got quite a number of these available in English, but a couple that we don't. So what do you think? Do you have any favorites that are on this list? Of the ones that we don't have licensed, is there a particular one that you hope we get? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't done it already, check out the Tankobon video. I'll put it somewhere above my head here. Then you go check out the top 10 Tankobon as per this year's Kono Light Novel ga Sugoi. Interestingly, the vast majority of them are slice of life compared with the vast majority of these ones, which are fantasy. Interesting. In any case, thank you so much for checking out this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.